Hey there, how's it going? I'm about to do some yoga here in the mountains of North Carolina, and I thought I would bring you with me. So grab a mat, maybe a block, maybe a pillow, and let's get to it. Okay, we're going to start in child's pose. So come to your hands and knees. Bring your big toes together, and you can put your knees as wide or as narrow as you like. Start to let your hips sink towards your heels. Put a pillow between your knees if it's a little uncomfortable. And let your forehead come down towards the floor or to a block. And just breathe here. Continue taking really big breaths in and out. Start building your breath bigger and reaching their hands towards the top of your mat. Crawl them out there and take 3 more really big breaths. Come back to your tabletop. Hands come under the shoulders and knees under the hips. I like to tuck my toes and get a little stretch here. Spread your hands really wide as they will go, like starfish. Press down through your knuckles and your fingertips so your wrist doesn't have to do all the work. Drop your belly, inhale, look up. Exhale, round it out like an angry cat. Except we are not angry. Drop your belly, inhale, look up. Exhale like a cat. Flow back and forth here with your breath. Come back to a neutral spine, and let's just practice engaging the core from here. So press down through your hands, through your knuckles, through your fingertips, and feel the difference between sinking into your mat and pressing away from your mat. Almost like you're making that cat position. Press, press, press. Get as long as you can from the top of your head to the tip of your tailbone. Get really long while pressing up and away. Your core has to fire up to make this happen. Breathe here, or if you want a little extra, tuck your toes, press down, keep lifting. Imagine there's a marble in your belly button and you're going to squeeze it up towards your spine so your knees start to rise up off your mat 1 inch. So wherever you're at, breathe big. Feel that core engaged belly button in. 3 more big breaths. 3, 2, 1 more big breath in. And release. Come to puppy pose. Knees down, forearms down. Drop your belly like you did earlier and just lift through the chin. Sometimes it feels nice to let the head hang. So explore both and just breathe here. If you want a little more, you can walk your hands out a little further, but keep your hips right over top of the knees. Slowly come back to your tabletop. And we're going to create a down dog. Walk your hands out in front of you a little bit. Spread your hands wide. Make sure your pointer finger is pointing straight ahead to the top of your mat. Round down, tuck the toes, lift the tailbone, and drop the head. Just Breathe here for a few breaths, feeling the difference between sinking into your mat and pressing up and away, lifting your tailbone to the sky. You can pedal out, stretch through one leg and then the other. If this is uncomfortable, widen your stance a little bit, bend your knees, and your tailbone will be able to tilt to the sky with a little more ease. Or if you'd rather, you can come to puppy pose or child's pose and breathe there. Couple breaths. Pressing down, lifting the marble towards the spine, the marble in your belly button, pulling it up and in. Slowly, we're going to bring your feet towards the top of your mat. As soon as you get your feet under your hip, transition your weight into your feet. And then start to bring some of the weight out of your hands. You can use a block. Or if it feels good, you can grab opposite elbows and just hang. Again, bend your knees and widen your stance for a little more ease. Couple breaths. Check in and shake your head yes and no. See if you can find some relaxation there. Now, ever so slowly, ground down through your feet and roll up one vertebra at a time, nice and slow. Good. Bring your feet about hip width in front of you, or underneath you. And just bring your hands to your hips a little bit and create a little circle through the hips and feel all the edges of your feet being engaged as you circle. Circle the other way. Now find right in the middle. Both feet are grounding down through all the edges. Inhale your shoulders up. Exhale them down your back. Your palms will naturally just open up towards the front. Bring a gentle squeeze of your thighs together and then imagine that marble in your belly button and pull it towards your spine. Couple breaths here in mountain pose. We must pause here, right? Feeling the body solid and strong, yet there's an ease in your breath. We're going to flow through some sun salutations. Here we go. Little bend of the knees, reach the hands to the sky, big breath in. Slowly fold forward. Halfway lift, bring your hands to your shins. And create a nice long spine like you practiced earlier, right? Tip of the tailbone goes back, top of the head goes forward. If this is uncomfortable, bend your knees. Take a big breath in and release down. Good, release down enough so that your thighs and your belly almost can rest on each other. Like keep bending. Now keep that knee angle. Keep the knees exactly where they are and rise up halfway lift. Keep the knees, keep the knees, keep the knees. Yes, there you go. Big long spine, looking out beyond your mat. And fold in. Good job. Reach to the sky, big breath in. Take your time and fold on your exhale. Bend those knees. Inhale, halfway lift, slide it up. Exhale, fold in. One more time. We haven't actually started the sun cells yet. We're getting there. Reach up. Here we go. Fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands to the earth. High push up. Spread the hands wide. Ground down through the knuckles, the fingertips, and press away. You can do this from your knees as well. Pressing and lifting. I have a bug on my leg. Oh, nature. Okay, so from here, Ground down. You can do this from the knees. Lift your belly button up towards the sky, and you're going to bring your right knee towards your nose, and then release. Right knee towards the nose, and release. Two more. Right knee comes up, down, pressing away, lifting the belly button. Switch sides. Here we go. Left. Press. Left. One more. Good. Slowly lower down to the earth. Use your knees, elbows squeeze in. Inhale, cobra pose. Exhale, child's pose or down dog. Okay, now for real sun salutations. So tuck your toes, lift your tailbone, and find down dog. Look at your hands and walk to the top of your mat. Find that bend in the knees. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, reach to the sky. Big breath. Take your time and fold. Bend the knees. Inhale, halfway lift. High push up. Top of your plank. Slowly lower down to the earth. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Or child's pose always. Pressing away from the earth. Take a big breath in. Open your mouth and sigh it out. Look at your hands and walk to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. High plank looks like the top of your push-up. Lower yourself down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. You're going to bring the right foot to the top of your mat. I'm going to show you how to modify and do that. Come to tabletop and then bring your right foot to the top of your mat. Tuck your back toes and drop your left back foot, heel down, and then rise up to your warrior one. So you're just finding a little stretch in this back hip. Finding an arm position that allows those shoulders to stay down your back. So you can do wide like field goal, you can do hands to heart center or up to the sky as long as those shoulders are down. Slowly bring your hands back down to the earth. Now, press down through all of those points of the hand. Lift your belly button up to your spine. Lift that foot and then find down dog. Beautiful. Left foot forward. Tuck the knee towards the nose. Step the foot through. Drop the back foot. Rise up. Couple of breaths. Finding both the strength and the ease. Slowly hands to the earth. Press down through all the hands. Lift that marble up toward your spine. Lift that foot. And step back down dog. Good job. Pedal out for a few moments. Take a couple breaths. Right foot to the top of your mat. Drop your back knee. And then just start to open up through this hip flexor. So you might need a cushion or a towel or a pillow under your knee. But what you're looking for is to keep this front knee right over your front ankle. If you want more stretch, you'll take your back knee back a little bit and open it up. A couple breaths. You can stay low. Or I like to bring a block to the inside of the front foot. And start to rise up a little bit. Couple of breaths. Now, even though we're just here holding a nice stretch, see if you can engage the core. Bring that belly button towards the spine so you're nice and tall through the pose. The left hand's going to stay to the earth or maybe your block and reach that right arm up. Oh, take a little peek at that view. If it's too much to have the arm up to the sky, just bring it to your low back. And just work on spinning your heart towards the right. A couple of big breaths here. Slowly, we're going to create a wide leg forward fold. So you're going to turn your toes to the left. Right? It just makes sense. They're going to both go this way. Make sure the toes are straight ahead. And then ground down through the feet, almost like you're trying to lift up your arches, right? Ground down and then just release like a waterfall, hang over. You can keep your hands on a block, on the earth, or anything else that feels good. I like to sometimes grab my ankles. Just get upside down, flip your perspective. Breathe big. Slowly bring a little bend to the knees and roll up one vertebra at a time. Turn your right foot to the front of your mat and create a warrior two. You might have to wiggle your feet. Oh, hey, my hair's coming out. Bring a bend to that front knee and ground down through the back foot. This front knee likes to kind of cave in. Bring it towards the pinky toe side and kind of just find a nice little stretch, a little balance of both power and strength, but nice and easy through the shoulders. So if you're wanting a little more fire in this practice, sink in, get down closer to your edge. If you're not wanting fire, you just want a little stretch, stay up tall. Kind of find what you need, a couple breaths. Good. Flip your front hand so the palm is up and reach it up to the trees above you. And just keep reaching up. Keep reaching. Don't open up through this knee. Stay bent. Keep reaching. Maybe you'll start to reach behind you. A few big breaths. All right, here we go. Hands to the earth. Press down through the hands. Lift that marble towards your spine and pick your front foot up. Good. Find the top of your plank. Lower down. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left foot to the top of your mat. Drop the back knee and build your low lunge. So you're finding a stretch in the back hip. Find it a little stretching everywhere, but finding that nice open hip flexor that stays closed while we sit all day. If you want more, you can rise up. You can even take both hands to the sky if that's not too much. But we're not trying to go anywhere in particular. You're trying to listen to your body and let it tell you what feels good and what you need here. Okay, we're going to create a little twist. So the right hand's going to come to the earth or to your block, and the left arm's going to reach up and back. Be mindful that you're not sinking in. Press away from that hand. Press away. Good. Slowly, wide leg forward fold. You're going to get my tuchus in your face here. Sorry. Turn the toes to the right. Point them straight ahead. Ground down through the feet and see if you can release. Couple big breaths. Little bend in the knees and start to roll up one vertebra at a time. We're going to create warrior two on the other side. So turn the left foot forward, little bend in the knee, round down through the back foot. Wake up your core, get that belly button towards your spine. And then find what you need here, couple breaths. Flip your front palm and reach it up. Keep reaching up. Don't worry about going back. The more you reach up, the more space you'll find, and you'll be able to go back just a little bit where you can still breathe big. All right, here we go. Hands to the earth. Press down through those hands. Belly button in, lift that front foot. Find the top of your push-up and lower down halfway or all the way. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Slowly bring your feet to the middle of your mat. Rise up. Make a beautiful mountain pose. We are going to create airplane, or kind of like a warrior three if you'd like. Bring the right foot down into the earth and extend the other leg behind you. Just get it really long. If you need, you can keep your toe to the earth. Heel your shoulders up and back. Palms will be forward, just like your mountain pose. And then just start to play. Keep your eyes on one thing. I have a cute little fuzzy caterpillar over here I'm watching. And just feel those muscles on the back side of your body strengthen. A few more breaths right here. If you're really starting to lean in, make sure you're turning your back toes down to the earth. A few breaths. Good, we're going to create a tree pose. So bring that flying foot towards your standing leg. It can go anywhere you would like. Just not on the knee, so above or below the knee. If you want to take it a little further, you can flow in and out of airplane pose and tree. But seeing as I am in the trees, I'm just going to build my nice, beautiful tree pose. Don't worry if you have to start over. Trees fall all the time. Just replant yourself and go again. A few more big breaths. And really shake it out. We're going to do a half moon. So I almost always, no matter who you are, recommend using a block. Unless you've been doing yoga for years and you know you have the mobility for it, then you can go for it. You're going to ground down your right foot right behind your block on the right side. Your right hand is going to come and ground down into the block. If you need something taller, find something taller, right? You're going to float that back foot up, and maybe you just start there. But the half moon is when you start to turn your toes out, turn your hips, turn your ribs, stack your shoulders. Maybe you reach the left hand up, maybe the eyes go up. So I want you to practice this for a few breaths. There's a modification where you start from your hands and knees, and then you build the same thing. Float the back foot, start to open, and see if you can find some balance here. A few more big breaths wherever you're at. If you're on your knees, slowly close to a child's pose. If you're standing, bring both feet down to the earth and just fold over somehow, some way, widen the stance, hang out, see what feels good. slowly roll up one vertebra at a time. Come to your feet if you need to. And we'll start on the other side. Left foot grounds down. And build airplane. Extend that heel behind you. And then just start to build the pose. Take your time. You got plenty of breaths to play. I love this pose because it strengthens the muscles that get tired as we sit over our computers. It stretches the ones that get tight in the front. A few more big breaths. And slowly build your tree. Take your time, tap your toe at the earth if you need, and build it. Maybe you feel grounded enough to start to look up. But again, this is a practice. Our bodies take time to learn these things, to gather strength and balance. So honor what shows up. Celebrate what shows up. Release. We're going to create half moon. Left side. So come to the hands and knees if you would like that version. That version actually is really great. I love that version. I'm going to stay here on my foots. And take your time. Ground down. Start to open up. Whoa, buddy. I might need to go to the knees. Couple breaths. Embrace your humanness. Embrace the wiggles. I am by no means an expert. I just have been doing it a little longer than some. All right, slowly return to your child's pose or feet to the earth, fold in. Couple breaths to regroup. Slowly rise up one vertebra at a time. If you're on your knees, stay there. We're going to come down to your back. Come on down to your back. And just hang out with your feet flat. Arms may be out wide if that feels comfortable. Just have a couple breaths. We're going to do back bends and then some core. And then we'll go into the hips and hamstrings and finish out the practice. So, one more big breath here. Walk your feet closer to your bottom. They don't have to be anywhere specific, just get them closer. Ground down through the feet, just like you practiced in your mountain pose, and lift your bottom up for bridge. Now, be mindful if your knees are going out wider than your hips. Try and keep them in alignment with those hips so that you're not, going too far and squishing the low back. Feel the muscles on the back side of your body really engage. The hamstrings, the booty, the low back. If you want, walk your shoulder blades under and get the upper back. Couple of big breaths. It's okay if you need to come down and then come back up. A few more big breaths. And release. Drop your bottom and just windshield wiper the knees side to side. Do what feels good. Same thing, ground down, bridge the bottom up. If you're struggling to keep those knees in line, bring a block or a pillow between the knees so that you have to hold that there as you lift. We are engaging the muscles we normally sit on. We are
giving them strength and allowing them to participate in our posture. More big breaths. And release, drop your bottom and windshield wiper the knees. We're going to do one more because we do a lot of sitting. I'm about to do 10 hours of sitting tomorrow. So, ground down. Same thing. If you know wheel, I'm not going to teach it here. So if this is not in your practice, do the exact same thing we just did. But if you know wheel, feel free to take it. And wheel is just your traditional back bend from like when you were a kid on the playground. So ground down through your feet, lift your hips, and then press up. Same rules apply. Big breaths. A few more big breaths. And slowly lower down. Bring your bottom to the earth. If you did the wheel, you can roll those wrists out. Shake your knees. And slowly pull one knee up and then the other to your chest. Little tight yogi cannonball. Good. Take your block or your pillow or, yeah, those are two probably good ideas. You're going to bring the block between your legs. The higher up, the more challenging this is going to be. This is kind of a heavy block, so I'm going to keep it right here for the beginning. So press in on your block. You'll start to feel your legs do a little shake. Then pretend that belly button has its marble, and you're going to pull the marble down towards your spine. That right there is enough. You can stay right here and get all the benefits you need, so do it. Listen to your body. If you want a little more, bring your hands up. Not if you want more. If you need more, bring your hands up. You take a big breath in. Keep squeezing. On the exhale, reach up, grab your block. Inhale, take it back. Exhale, press it up, put it back. Keep going. If you want more, you can open your hips a little bit. Keep the low back pressing in, belly button down towards the spine. Couple more. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Grab your block. Bring your feet together, knees apart, and hang out in a supine butterfly. Couple big breaths. Stay here if that was enough core for you. But we're going to build one more core move. So feet flat on the earth. Nope, feet flat in the sky. Press your low back down to the earth. Same idea. Press the knees in, press the low back. Bring your hands behind your head. And again, you can just hold this. This could be your second core move. If you want a little more, you're going to bicycle twist. Not crunch. I'm twisting towards one side. Twisting and pressing my low back in. Not this. Open. Open. Couple more. You can go faster if you need it. You can keep the legs straight if you need it. I do not right now. Ten, 9, 2, 1. Feet together, knees to the chest. Woo! Good job. And just let your knees tip over to one side. Let your feet rest, let your shins rest, and start to open your top shoulder back down towards the earth, and you'll create a little twist. Couple breaths right here, doing nothing but breathing. Slowly switch sides. Back to center, hug your knees into your chest. And we're going to create a supine pigeon. If you know pigeon pose and you want to take the full pose, go for it. Now you're going to cross one leg over the other knee like you're reading the paper. First option is to hug that knee across your body towards the opposite shoulder and just hug there. Or, a little more, grab the other thigh. I like to put one hand through the little center here and grab behind the thigh, or grab the shin. And just kind of fold yourself up into a little lawn chair, a little beach chair, and feel a stretch in that hip. Couple of breaths. If you need, use a towel, but get creative. Rest your foot on something, like a ledge. You can rest your foot on the wall, and then have that hold it there. Just get kind of creative so that you can create something here. Start to slow your breath by making longer, deeper breaths. A few more moments here. Slowly, don't unwind, just kind of let go of the leg, and then stretch that leg to the sky. You can bring your hands behind your thighs, behind your thigh, or you can just start to walk up and find what feels good, looking for a stretch down the back of the leg. I like to grab my big toe when I don't have socks on. There we go. But if that is not in your reach and you didn't grow up as a gymnast like I did, then grab a towel or a strap, or just continue to hold back here. We're just giving the hamstring a little extra stretch, a little extra love right here. A couple breaths. Slowly release and switch sides. We're going to bring the other leg over and either hug it across or lift up the other leg and build your pose. Couple of breaths, not a couple, lots of breaths right here. mind wanders, that's okay. Just see if you can bring it back to your breath for a few more moments. Slowly release and extend that leg to the sky, finding a little stretch down the back of the leg. Release. And just kind of do whatever feels natural here. Grab your block, or a pillow works really well. I want you to bring it to where it's supporting your sacrum, the lower part of your spine. So you want your cheeks on the block, not up here where my cheeks are falling off this way. Right here. This is a supported bridge, and you can hang out right here if this feels heavenly. If you want a little more stretch, try walking one leg long. And just hang out here. You don't want any pinching anywhere. No shooting pains, no sharp pains, no holding of breath. It should feel easy and yummy. There is an option to straighten the other leg to where both legs are extended. So either stay where you're at, I'll tell you when to switch sides, or you can try this, but again, no pinching, no sharp pains. You should be able to breathe free and easy, and your tailbone should be supported. Maybe not your tailbone, but right above it, your sacrum. If you have one leg long, slowly slide it in and try the other leg. Slowly slide both feet back in nice and flat. And now you're going to bring the block or the pillow a little higher. You're going to float one foot in the air and then the other and create a little waterfall or legs up the wall kind of action. The idea is just to flip the body. It should feel easy. You can do this at the wall or with your legs up, kind of on a couch or something. And you just want to flip the circulation all day. It runs a certain direction when we're standing. By flipping upside down, you're just kind of refreshing certain parts of the vascular system. The lungs get different things, the brain gets different things. I know that sounds super scientific, but trust me. Just hang out here a few moments. And you'll know it's working if you start to feel like the blood flow or the fluids have left the feet. And that's perfect. If that happens, just slowly hug your knees into your chest. can stay in this position as long as you'd like. If you're coming with me, lower your knees down, step one foot then the other down to the earth, and remove your prop from underneath your back. Slowly, let your legs go long and your arms go wide. And lay here in Shavasana with a nice easy breath. Nothing to do, just be. Again, you can stay here as long as you'd like. When you're ready, wiggle your fingers and your toes and reach your arms up over your head. Roll over to your right side to a fetal pose. Knees come up towards the chest. And slowly press yourself up sideways, keeping that spine nice and tall.
And find a comfortable seated position to end your practice in. Just take a moment before you return back to your day. Just notice how you feel after your practice. Notice what your yoga brought you. And know that you can recreate that at any time by coming back to your yoga mat. May you find happiness in the root of all happiness. Namaste.